And one thing I found really weird, I mean, it's a great hotel, but there's no sink. There's no sink. Donut time! Nom. Hello everyone and welcome on into my first ever YouTube video. And I am the artist and owner behind Bagheera, and I am here to take you guys through my small business journey. So I've only had my business for about a week's time. However, this coming weekend, we have a convention to go through, so it's time to get prepared for that. And I'm going to take you guys along throughout this convention just to see what Con La Plaza is going to be like. It is currently Wednesday and this convention is on Saturday, so I only have a few days to get everything ready. So today what we're going to be doing is testing out my setup. But before we get into that, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what kind of art I make and, you know, just who am I and what does she do? What is she doing here? So I'm going to put up on screen some of the art that I make and some things that I'm going to be selling in my small business. So my name is Annabelle, but everybody calls me Belle. Feel free to as well. And yeah, I'm just starting my business journey. So if you guys want any information or a video on how it's going, what process I had to go through to get my business license and other things to get my business set up, then do let me know in the comments and I will give you guys a video on that in the future. But yeah, welcome to my studio. And today we're actually going to be doing the table setup on the floor in the studio because the table is going to be 2 meters or around 2.10 meters by 1 meter. I usually test my setups before I go to conventions just so the process is a little bit easier for me and for my boyfriend when we actually go to the convention to set up. I actually ended up getting my table about a month and a half-ish before the event. So about a month and a half ago, I bought the table and there were still quite a lot of tables left. So you do have some wiggle room with how the time goes. You don't have to apply the year before or months in advance. You just have to buy the table and then they will give you all of the information that is necessary for vending at this convention. The convention is going to be in Leeuwarden at the WTC Expo this Saturday, so I'm excited. I've never been to Leeuwarden, so it's going to be exciting to see what's going on over there. But for today, we're going to be testing the setup. First off, I'm just going to show you guys what I'm going to be bringing to this convention. I do have a camping chair. They do provide chairs as well, 2 per table, 1 for you and 1 for your helper, but I'm going to bring a camping chair just in case those chairs are super uncomfortable. In here I have most of my packaging supplies and I have some decoration supplies in here as well. And of course I am also a clothing vendor, so I've also got some hangers in here. In here is most of the stuff for the actual setup, so tablecloths, my banner is this one here and just things like that. And then I have 2 suitcases, one bigger one and one smaller one, and these are mainly filled with clothes along with my SumUp contactless card machine and my money box for cash. And I do not have a microphone for my videos yet, so most of this is probably going to end up being a voiceover, but we'll see how it goes along the way. So I'm just gonna do a little quick time lapse to show you guys a bit of the setup. Let's do it. So this is what we have so far. I've put together all of the squares and these ones. I don't know whether to put some backing on the wire mesh ones or not, but now I just need to fill out the front of the table. This is where my rail with my dungarees and hoodies will be going, and fill out the space in here to see what it looks like. I also have to add my signage and everything like that. So I'll just do a little So as you guys can see, the setup is not fully complete. I am going to have the banner on the bottom here, but it was too heavy for this table, and of course the table is going to be much higher at the convention. I also left off my rail, so this is where the corner entrance will be to get in and out from the table, and I'm going to put my rail here with my hoodies and dungarees on. But I do really like how this turned out. I'll take you through it a little bit. So these stars are going to go on the rail that's going to be on this side. At the front here we have my pre-packaged art prints and the sign, which I will stick up properly on the day. I have pre-packaged both of the sets of art prints, the A4 and the A5. I might not do this every time. Oh, a sign just fell down. I might not do this every time, but for now I did it because actually my art prints didn't come in time, so I just made these ones myself with the paper and cardstock I had left over. So for now I can have them like this. Then we have my crochet hats here, and I also added them up top here so people can see. Oh, there we are. Hello! I have my keychain sign here. I haven't put the keychains on yet because I'm having a little bit of an issue. As you can see, this is just cardstock. With the weight of the keychains, we'll push it back like this. So I need to put a backing on these 3 here. So I'm going to do that once I dismantle this whole setup, and then I can hang the keychains here. I have some signage of the fandoms that I have up top here. Oh, this one's gone a bit wonky doodles. There you go, Rudo. I had an extra spot here, and then I remembered I made this sign, so I popped that there, just some pom-poms for decoration. I have my cat hair clips over here, and I added some extra over here. There you go, Jake, you can go up there for now. And I added some extra in a basket here. I thought this was just added a bit of an extra element to the overall look of the store. This is going to help a lot for setting up the day before. I'm going to take some pictures and videos of this setup so that me and my partner can know exactly how it's going to be set up on the day. And then I have to dismantle it all, which is going to take a long time because I made a lot of mess. So I'm going to get to work on that, and I'll actually catch you guys on Friday, the day before the convention, when we are heading over to Leeuwarden to set up this store. Today is the day! We are all packed up and ready to go, so let's go to the convention! Truck war, truck war, truck war. Oh, he's winning. But there's another truck. Car's stuck in between the 2 trucks as well.
Do you want to get in?
Get out of there, dude! Oh, it's going so slow. We made it to the hotel! Woo! This is our view. Very bland with the top of all the buildings and a very grey sky, but you know, it is the Netherlands, so that's what you get. The beds though, the beds are very comfortable, I have to say. But yeah, we couldn't set up the stall yet because they had some problems at the convention. The people who were setting up the tables for us stand holders set them up wrong, so they are still setting up the tables now, so we haven't been able to set up just yet. So we've come back to the hotel to check in, get a bit settled, and then we got to go back to set up the stand. But it's not too bad. It is, what time is it now?
10 to 3.
10 to 3, so we're doing pretty good. I think we'll probably be finished setting up at 5, and then we're gonna go grab some grub. Probably nothing too exciting because there's not much food options around here, and then we've got to get a chill for the evening. And I will chat to you guys in a little bit when we come back to the hotel after setting up about what my expectations for this convention are. So I will catch you when we're going to be setting up at the convention, and I'll show you guys around a bit. It's actually a lot bigger than I expected, so let's see how many people are going to be coming. Oh, and I wanted to show you guys, this is the bathroom. Very nice, very cool, with the beautiful rain shower. You gotta love a hotel shower. We get a little free tea and coffee station here. So we've got some coffee for the morning, but we only have 3 of them, and one of them is decaf. So we're gonna be gambling with this one, because they only have a green one, a red one, and a blue one. So I have no idea what the pink or the orange is. So we're gonna take a gamble and see what they are in the morning. And one thing I found really weird, I mean, it's a great hotel, but there's no sink. There's no sink. So you gotta come all the way out here, go all the way in here to wash your hands after you pee or poop. That's gonna be pretty entertaining. But apart from that, it's a really, really nice room. I love it. There is Steph, my unpaid worker. There's a goat. There's a goat. A goat. We made it. This is my table. This is what we got to work with. So this is the start. And this is the convention hall. A lot bigger than I expected, but I'm excited. Time to set up. We are pretty much finished with setting up. I don't have all of the stock out yet, like the clothing on the end there and the art prints and stuff on. We'll put that out tomorrow morning. Steph's just doing the finishing touches, but let's have a look. It's been a long day. Alright, we are back at the hotel. We finished the setup. Everything went pretty smoothly. I forgot exactly how this setup went, so we had to recheck my old pictures and videos to see how it went, but it went pretty well. There wasn't a lot of people setting up today, so I think a lot of people are going to be setting up tomorrow morning. And yeah, we're going to be heading over there tomorrow, but I just wanted to chat with you guys before we go out and get some very unhealthy Mackey's dinner about my expectations for this convention. So this convention, Con La Plaza, as I already stated before, is a TCG mainly based event. So there's going to be a lot of Pokemon stuff there and a lot of Pokemon cards. Luckily, I have a lot of clothing that's Pokemon based, but I also sell a lot of anime stuff. I don't know how many people who are going to be coming are going to be fans of the anime, especially the ones that I have, because they're a little more niche. So I'm not expecting too much. This is only my second ever convention, and the first one was more of a market than a convention, because there was only a couple of hundred people expecting to come. And it was actually really dead that day. There was not a lot of people at all. That was at IbariCon. And for Con La Plaza, they are expecting about 1,000 attendees. So it's going to be a lot bigger than what I'm used to. But yeah, as I said, I don't know how many people are going to be buying from the fandoms that I offer. So we'll have to see how it goes tomorrow. So my expectation bar is like kind of down here, you know, not super high. I'm hoping I sell at least 3 items. That's my goal, 3 items. But I, of course, want to make back my expenses. And I'll talk about that at the end of the video as well, how much I paid for the hotel, the travel costs, everything like that. And yeah, we'll go get down into the nitty gritty at the end after the convention is done and when I am home and well rested and back with my kitty cats. So yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. To be honest, I got zero idea of what it's gonna be like. But yeah, we're just gonna wing it and see what happens. So I will catch you guys tomorrow morning when I'm awake with my coffee. And for the rest of today, we're just gonna be getting dinner and chilling, watching TV, maybe have a beer, and that's about it. So yeah, I'll catch you guys in the morn. We are ready for Con La Plaza. Everybody is setting up and the doors are about to open. Let's see how it goes today. The doors to the convention opened for 9 AM for the VIP guests, but I didn't see much traffic this early in the morning, and I do feel like that's because the people who were coming in early were mainly going straight for the good cards from the TCG vendors. I did have one TCG booth neighbour and the other booth neighbour made handmade jewellery from spoons. So yeah, it was a pretty slow start to the day. But as the day went on, I actually did sell quite well. My A5 art print sold out by the end of the day, and I sold also a lot of my keychains, as you can see here. I also managed to sell a couple of my clothing pieces. Actually, the dungarees did really well here. So I was super happy about that. It did pick up a lot in the middle of the day for the middle 3 hours of the day, but the last 2 hours were also a little bit dead. I did see a lot of cosplay here, and I did walk around a little bit, and the atmosphere was very high and everyone was very nice. Oh my.
Yeah.
What happened here? We are done with the convention. It went super duper well. Better than I expected. Way better than I expected. We got the car all packed up. We closed down the stall and we're gonna head home. And when I'm back, I will chat with you guys about my costs and expenses and all of that good stuff and how the convention went and what I thought about the convention. So I will catch you guys at home. Hello guys, I am back after the con. It's been a couple of days, but I'm now rested and rejuvenated, and I'm here in my beautiful hoodie that says I need more real friends. And I love this hoodie because most of them are cats, and if you didn't know, I have 4 cats and they are definitely my friends. So anyway, I love this hoodie, but we are here to talk about the overall view of the convention. Overall, it was a really good convention. The atmosphere was very high all around. The attendees and also the staff were really, really lovely, and everybody was super nice and super friendly. The only thing that I have that's kind of a downside to the con that I had happen is that with the table booking, I also ordered 2 chairs, and I did forget to take my camping chairs because I thought I'll take them just in case. But I never got the chairs at the convention, so that was just one thing that I noticed. And now we'll get into the expenses. So for this convention, it's about an hour-and-a-half drive away from my house, and I didn't really want to be waking up at 4:30 AM to get there in time. So what I did do is I booked a hotel for me and my partner. Of course, I also paid for food, but we're going to disclude the food and the petrol costs from this overall amount. Also keep in mind when I'm talking about my expenses, this is just my experience, things that I have been through. It may turn out different for you. So don't take this as the be all and end all, like I'm gonna earn this amount if I go to this event. Also take into account that these are the expenses before taxes. The hotel was 147 euros. That was for 2 people for 1 room for 1 night. The rest of my expenses went on the table costs. So the table itself is 45 euros, but I also got 2 chairs with that, which didn't arrive. So the total cost for that was 61 euros for me. So overall, I spent 208 euros on this convention. So I actually earned 270 euros in total. And of course, this is before the sales tax goes off and all the things like that. I also had expenses for using the card machine that had to go off. So, but all in all, that was only around 5 euros. So I did end up making a profit from this con. If you take it before the taxes, I would have earned around 62 euros profit. So these were my overall expenses and how much I earned in profit. And to be fair, for only being my second ever convention and it being a TCG card mainly event, I think I did pretty well, and this was only for one day as well. So to conclude, I would highly recommend this event, especially for people who are kind of starting out, because also one thing I want to talk about is the application system. You can basically just buy a table, and then they will give you all the information that you need as a vendor. You can buy a TCG table, which is of course more expensive, but the artist table is actually fairly doable at only 45 euros. So it is a great starting place for a convention if you can get to the convention centre easily. So overall, I would also do this convention again. I would definitely recommend it to you guys. So do check out my social media, check out my shop if you like my work, and don't forget to like and subscribe this video if you enjoyed. I will have more convention videos coming up, especially at the end of this year. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye! Donut time! Nom.